Today is February 15th, 2023. This is Vince Marino Plumbing LLC in Pittsburgh. We're going to take these 240-gallon water heaters out. For a 7-unit condo, we're going to put a Bradford White high recovery 65,000 BTU gas water heater, and it's a 50-gallon, but it'll handle it. It's 106 gallons first hour and over 70 recovery. So we're going to disconnect all this flue back in the corner and cap this gas line and utilize this gas line right here. So let me get started, and I'll have some more footage here. I'm going to leave this camera here and start to drain. We're gonna plug that gas line. Yeah, I'll take it. See? You got the wrong bag. Okay. We're draining. You can see this flue's a mess. Not even attached. We're gonna put this in there. This is no good how they did this, the flow pipes here. We're gonna straighten it out. You can see they use that damn tire wire to hold this together. what we're gonna do is I don't think I have to shut the main off. What I'll do is I'll shut this off and put a new ball valve on a new cold to the water heater, you know. We'll see if it shuts off. Whatever, I don't think this is going to shut off. We'll have to shut the main off. What I'll do is I'll put the ball valve up here to shut that off, you know. And let me get this tank running. Okay, we're making progress here. The tank, we're draining the one tank. And we're gonna get these out and proceed with the new one. We gotta install a couple of ball valves here on the main. Just your apartment, nobody else. Just in your apartment, not the whole building. Just your apartment, not the whole building.
Yeah, you know, it's just my apartment. Okay. Open now.
Remind me when I get the new tank pressurized to check the water pressure at the bottom.
Okay.
Make sure that regulator's still good. Okay, so you don't have another old rag down here, a paper towel, huh?
Yeah, what do you need?
To dry this old tank off. I don't expect the water to come in right now. There's a little bit of water, but it's okay. Yeah, that's good. Just leave it right over there. I know, what are you doing?
Get this trash can.
is everybody home that when I get this on, they can bleed out the faucets?
I don't think so.
Well, you should have. How much can you get in?
I can only get in mine. I don't have access to anybody else.
Huh?
I can only get in mine. I'm sure people on the ground floor at home, people next to me.
Well, why don't you see who's home to let them know that we're going to be needing to do that once I get the new one in, because I got to get the air out of here. I can't just walk away from the water heater and light it. I thought you knew that. You don't have keys to get in, huh?
No.
Well,
You know, I'm not. You know, these are all own condos. So
well, you notified and we got to bleed the water out. So knock on who's home and so to let them know that we're going to have to get in there. Look at all the crap in there. This is all the lime skill coming out of the heater. This is what's inside the water heater. That's why you got to flush these out so often. That lime skill stops the heat transfer. All right, that's one. Now let's get this other sucker out of here. Stand back with your phone because I gotta cap this gas line. There's going to be a slight. I don't want you to be texting using your phone, so stand out there, right. So I can cap this. We're going to cap this line and attach this after. No, this is not for a homeowner to do. We just capped off the line for the other heater. That expansion tank. Alright, I got the cold valve on. Now a little moon over, we got a nice mechanical joint soldered. You gotta know how to work with water. I mean, this Pro Press stuff is to... I hear the one plumber, he wants to make the trades great again. What do you want to do? Use compression fittings? This is real plumbing, soldering. You gotta know how to work with water to stop water. Years ago, we had a freeze line sometimes to change a valve. Yeah, these modern day plumbers would be lost. I don't know if anybody's aware of Freon kits to freeze the line. That's what we used to do to change a valve. Now what's wrong with this? Isn't this real plumbing? I've watched some of the videos. This is continuing to make the trade right. Soldering, lead-free solder. It's not old-fashioned, and it's what my opinion is. And nothing against anybody that wants a Pro Press, that's your opinion. Now, this is a good joint, so I'll let it cool and turn the water on. I'm going to put a valve over here on this hot line, take this valve out because this is a big building. So in the meantime, I'll have some more additional footage. Okay, I got the new water heater in, set. I'm working on the gas, it's level. We have a nice path to the flute pipe. And we got our valves on. We're going to turn the water back on. So, that's what's going on here. I got a valve on the cold and the hot I soldered. Remove some piping head pinholes. So in the meantime, let's take some additional close-up For these interested YouTubers, this is not for a homeowner to be doing, mind you. This is Bradford White RG250H6N. 48 gallon, 65,000 BTU. Puts out 106 gallons the first hour. And significantly is going to improve the demand. Who's that, John?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to turn the water on in a few seconds.
Okay. Just don't want to get ready.
All right, let me shut this off. And I'll be right back. Okay. I'm going to turn the water on. You go upstairs. When you get cold water, I have the hotline. Tell everybody to shut their hot faucets off right now.
Okay.
So we don't get backfeed into this valve. We're going to turn on the water. I had to put a couple valves on here. You have everything off?
I have my hot off. The girl next to me has theirs off. And
this is no good. I'm just going to let me go back here and get some footage. I'm going to take this stuff here to watch. I gotta pick up some pipe nipples. I have a YouTube channel. I take some footage of certain jobs to get traffic. Just stay by there and let me know if anything's leaking when I turn this on.
The other side?
Where I worked. So this is the valve. I put this regulator on with the gauge a few years ago. They had high pressure and a bad regulator. Okay, what's running? What's running? Okay, go shut the cold off. You never walk away from faucets. If you have a slow drain, you can overflow. Don't stand down here. Go shut your cold water off.
Yeah, you told me to check to make sure there was nothing leaking where you were working.
Well, you were supposed to stay up there. I would have took it, but let them know to shut their faucets off. This is Wilkinsburg pin joint. This guy's a pain in my ass. He's following me around, but that's okay. They run about 150 pounds, maybe more before the regulator. So this pressure gauge is still working good. They're going to shut the water off and we'll take a reading. Okay, shut all the water off. That's it. I believe I have this set to about 50. It's about 60 pounds or whatever. So in the meantime, I'm gonna go have my lunch and I'll get back to you. We're gonna have I gotta get some nipples for the gas connection here. As you can see, this is the water heater. I'm just gonna give it a straight knot maybe. And we're going to put an elbow here and go over and up in. So I'll get right back as soon as I'm caught up here with the water here.
Their water off, and the only thing you should probably hear is toilets filling.
Okay, I got the water heater connected, hot and cold, the gas line. I'm going to wait till these cool, and then I want to fill this up. Connect the flow over there. Looks a lot better than what the hell it was. I find putting the light, the LED light behind these cameras and running 30 frames seems to eliminate that fluttering. If you turn it into the damn light, let me see. Now we've got some. I don't understand what causes this. All I did was move it out one way. There it is. It has to be away from it so I can. Okay. Now this tank is a good tank for high demand. They had two of them, so the recovery on this is going to be able to keep up with the demand here. Look at it again. I want to put it from the back. Stinky bug. It's something else. Okay. So we're going to get this fluid and I'll turn this back on and then we'll light it. And go from there. I shouldn't have did that because you don't have no draft. You see how the draft dropped? Okay, so we got this water heater running and I turned it on and we're gonna restart it. Carbon monoxide went up high above 500 ppm. So we're gonna turn on the unit again. Make sure that this stabilizes. We got some kind of a draft here. I don't know what's going on. Could be because the chimney was cold. I'm gonna leave it in between hot and A. So this is the parts per million. 317, 349, 377. Now it's dropped down. Originally it went up to 800 when I first turned this on. So we're gonna find out what the heck's going on. See what the draft is. Looks like we got a 0, 1, and 2 draft. This is how you check these, not just with the analyzer. And I watched a video here I'm referring to, I don't want to refer to her name. They said you don't put the analyzer in when you first start it up. That's not what you're supposed to do. You have to put it in when you start it up. You shouldn't have a huge spike in carbon monoxide. So this is running. I think it was a TruTech tool guy. He said you don't need to put it in. But according to NCI, you want to have your probe in there. And on a startup, you don't want to be over 500 parts per million. I mean, give or take a little bit. If it goes up, you got problems. Looks like we're starting to get a draft here. Our oxygen is high, it's 8.4. Parts per million at 20. We're up to 2, 2.5. Minus 0, 2, 2.5. We're going to see what happens. This is a high recovery water heater used for space heating. RG250H6N. 65,000 BTU. This is the Testo 300 My battery's plugged in. I charged it, apparently didn't charge, it's only 2%. But draft is fluctuating. It's dropping and increasing. Set my timer for 13 minutes. I'm going to test this to make sure this is, you know, those other heaters were different. This is a bigger heater that this chimney heats up, and you're going to establish draft, because this, when I first turned it on, it went up to 800 parts per million carbon monoxide. Not coming out, going up. So I want to make sure that the draft, you know, you're establishing your draft. You have too much air in here, it can seal off the combustion air. You have high oxygen here, it's 8.6. That means you have a lot of excess air, more than the gas usually, which that's okay, but you can underfire. So you want to be like around 6 to 7, you know, 6 on oxygen. The parts per million are about 15. So let's see this heat up, and then remind me to tighten these packings when I'm done. So we're at 1%. We gotta charge this a little bit, man. So between A5 and A4. You don't have a loose. You keep this door closed here?
Just the exterior door. That door's usually open.
The exterior door outside?
Yeah, but we usually keep that door open.
What do you mean? This one, or is there another one?
No, just the door that you're standing next to. The door right there. Right?
This one here is closed, and the one outside.
Yeah.
You have a carbon monoxide detector down here?
I don't know.
You should be having one in here. So this is between 0.1.5 to 0.2, and going around and around.
Oh, right here.
You have one?
Yeah, this is carbon monoxide right here.
Okay, make sure you have the batteries. And the carbon monoxide come down a little bit. 14 parts, 15. The oxygen's high here. So I want to see something. I want to conduct a test. The oxygen went up, parts per million not coming down. So we're gonna see. What's going on? just see. So we're gonna let this run. See what happens. That looks good. So what I'm watching is the temperature to make sure that it's heating up. 13 minutes, that should be pretty well. The difference, I'll tell you what that is when I'm done. Just gonna put this one for you. We're on under fire. The oxygen is only 8.6. So we're under 9, 14 parts per million, 277 T-stack. Looks like the parts from there are coming down slowly. It's heating up at 13, 14. You can see this draft that's going up and down, up and down. We're up to 2.5, 2. Now, if this happens, did this ever happen again where the pilot light went in? Before you start calling me? I thought it happened a year or two ago.
I can't remember what happened to it. You came in December right before Christmas. Most were full.
Ever since the duration of these things, they were on. Did it ever go off?
Yeah, but that one on the one that was on the left hand side, the short one, was never very high.
Yeah, that's because it was all full of lime skill. See, what I'm doing is the protocol here to see if sealing this lowers the carbon monoxide, increases the temperature, which it did. Now the T-stack is going up 287, 288. Now I have a rag around here sealing the draft box, the draft hood. So you can see that the draft sort of stabilized. It was going up and down between 0.2, 0.2.5. So it's about 2 now. We're gonna see here. if we increase in flue gas temperature, the T-stack, you see the T-stack rising? Because we're pulling the air from the bottom. This is a leaky place. Finally come out. This was installed by a plumber before me for 240-gallon water heaters. Alright, I'm gonna be right back. I gotta get the new heater in. So I'm responsible for this water heater and I have to make the appropriate. Now we're getting temperature rising, 298 and climbing. You want to get about to 400 degrees, 425, 490. Over 610 is overfired, so about 490, 500, 5 1/4 is good temperature. Now this is with the draft covered, according to the NCI, Jim Davis. I'm referring to Jim Davis. This will become more efficient if it requires the barometric damper there with a T. So right now the draft has stabilized to 2.5. What we're going to do is we're going to let this in operation for a week. I'm not trying to say anything. I'm certified for this, okay? Now what I did was I covered the draft hood, okay? So now we're pulling the dilution air, the combustion air from the bottom, and it's going up. So that becomes more distributed with the flue gas. It's more efficient. It heats up. Now I wasn't gaining temperature here, so the temperature's slightly increased, which is good. You don't want to be like 280, because if you have too much air, it'll cool it off. It'll be low fired, you understand? And you won't get your efficiency. The thing will be running and running. I mean, you still get the hot water like it says, but we want to make sure that it's combusting properly. And from me doing this, I stabilized the draft between 0, 1, and 2. It didn't go any higher. Yeah, 2.5. It went up a little bit now. So now we're climbing to 3. Now this is in the draft with the barometric damper. If I need it, it will keep the pull on top of the burner and through the water heater right. But this can go up to 2.5, 3. It's fluctuating. The oxygen stabilized to 10. The temperature's 309 and climbing. This is a new water heater now, okay? So it has to heat up 48 gallons. And now I don't want to go with more than this. You see here, John? I'm putting between hot and A. You don't want to go above 8, because then you have a chance of scalding. So that should be plenty with the recovery and everything. And we're gaining T-stack temperature, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is I want to show you something. You see this temperature here? My oxygen in the parts per million stabilized, okay? I'm going to repeat it because I'm not charging for this. I'm making sure. So this is the oxygen that makes with the gas. This is the parts per million. The efficiency 81.4. Now, this is your T-stack. That's the flue gas temperature. It's increasing. Normal temperature, according to my reference here, we want to be between 490 to 610. It's 600's high, but like 490, like 525, 550. We're gaining heat because we're pulling the air from the bottom. This is open, okay? Now I'll show you that when I pull this towel off, the temperature is going to drop, which it is. You see?
Yeah.
So just we're running this for 23 minutes. It's almost a half an hour, and the oxygen is stabilized. It went to 8.5, but we lost heat.
Yeah, it's already down.
So we're going to run this for 13 minutes. I want this in operation, and then I'm going to come back and check it. This is because this is brand new. So
looks like it's stabilized now.
But it's dropping.
Yeah.
The flue gas temperature is dropping because we have too much air coming in, and it's cooling off the combustion gas. This is a draft hood. It's taking in the dilution air into this chimney. Okay. So if you eliminate this, we put a T with a barometric damper for gas. This allows the dilution air to bypass this to go into the chimney. It'll keep it dry, and when this comes on, it's going to pull the combustion air from the bottom. You understand? So we're down, as you can see here, this test, this is a new water, we're down to 295 temperature. So we want to see how it goes down. So by me simply covering that, within less than a minute, the temperature rose. So that means you're getting good efficiency in heat. Now the efficiency come, down to 82, but that's inaccurate. So that's what we want to make sure here that. So I'm not going to charge you to come back. We're going to leave this in for operation. Maybe Saturday morning before I start my income tax work, I'll come by and do a test. We'll run some hot water to get it to come on. And see, we're down to 290. Yeah. So in other words, due to the barometrics, the leakage, the air coming in here, it's cooling off the flue gas. You understand? Mm-hmm. It's pulling the flue gas up the chimney quick. Right. It's hard to explain. Everyone's different, okay? So this is a draft hood. It's letting air into here. So it's sucking the air in. Then this is fluctuating up to 3. We're up to 3 now, okay? So that's a high draft. You see over here? Okay. I'm measuring the pressure exerted on this flue. So this is jumping between 2 and 3 because there's pressure changes of air. You can't seal your building. Every building is different. Loose, how do you say, loose leakage or whatever. So we're down to 291.
It was down to 290, so it's going back up some.
That's not enough.
Yeah.
So when this 13 minutes timer goes, I want to see what we increased in temperature. I'm going to do another 10 minutes with this covered. You understand? Mm-hmm. This is Vince Marino Plumbing LLC. I conducted a combustion analysis. Mind you, when this thing first came on, it went up to 800 and plus parts per million because there was, draft venting. Of course, it was new. That's not normal. So what I'm going to do is continue to observe this and see if it's more efficient to put the barometric damper after a few days in operation. In the meantime, until the next water heater and plumbing adventure,